think the Indian judiciary can maintain neutrality while deciding such cases? Because, as Jerome G has pointed out, Pandit ji, that there has been uh, until 2014 or even beyond that, there has been a general trend in the Indian judiciary uh, to not take a very neutral view in matters where interfaith disputes are concerned.
Mm.
For instance, uh, yes, Satish.
I was going to say that what Jeromji said has brought a very interesting aspect to this conversation. This idea has always troubled me that minorities are automatically victims and that majorities are automatically oppressors. This is part of our colonial conditioning, shall we say. You know, I always gently emphasize to people that the British were a minority when they came to Bharat. They were a particularly toxic minority. And I think we need to start to look at the toxicity of the denomination and the demographic rather than its numbers. You know, we have minorities in Bharat who are unbelievably integrated and fully supportive and fully engaged with the nation and its well-being. And so they claim no minority oppression or anything like that at all. Whereas on the other hand, like the British, like I said, the Anglican Christians were one of the most toxic minorities ever to have come over to Bharat. The Nazis were a toxic minority. And look at the damage and the harm they wreaked across Europe. So minority status does not automatically convey the, shall we say, the moral high ground. It's the actions and the history over a period of time which will determine that. So the moment somebody says minority, we should actually discard it. We should recognize that minority and the importance given to minority in the Constitution is actually an act of discrimination in and of itself. It's a prejudice. It enshrines a prejudice against the indigenous people of Bharat in the Constitution. And when that happens, when you have such an enshrinement, it's actually a state of apartheid. In South Africa, they had apartheid on the basis of racial origin, and it was enshrined, the prejudice was enshrined in the laws and the manner in which the country conducted its affairs. It's not unfair to say that the indigenous people of Bharat, especially the Hindus, are existing in a state which conforms to the description of religious apartheid. This is how crystal clear it should be. So let's dispense with this notion of minority oppression and victimhood and majority aggression. It's a lie. It's one of those lies that have been perpetuated by those who seek to harm Bharat. One other thing that Jeromeji's comments reminded me of is in 2007, the United Nations passed a declaration. It's the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. And if I can just read for you, Article 8 of that declaration says, Indigenous peoples have the right not to be subjected to forced assimilation or destruction of their culture, and that states have to provide effective mechanisms for prevention of and redress for any action which has the aim of depriving them of their integrity as distinct peoples or of their cultural values or ethnic identities. Indeed, states are required to offer protection against any action which has the aim or effect of dispossessing them of their lands, territories, and resources. This is the United Nations Declaration. And when you have a look at the allegations that are being leveled against Bharat, when you look at the prejudices which are institutionally enshrined and judicially enshrined, I think we now have the opportunity to use the United Nations charters to address these. And this particular case gives us a wonderful opportunity to articulate these principles in front of a court of law.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.